You don't dip into your savings because you're irresponsible. You dip into your savings because it's right there. And when stress shows up, proximity beats intention every single time. If you've ever said, "I'll just take a little," or "I'll put it back next paycheck," you already know how this story usually ends. Not because you're careless, but because pressure changes how your brain works. If you watched the last video, you already understand something important. This isn't a willpower problem. Savings disappear because they're exposed. They sit too close to spending, and eventually, they get touched. Bills come in higher than expected. Something breaks. A week gets expensive. You're tired, stressed, or already behind. And in that moment, the money that's easiest to reach becomes the money that gets used. Here's the mistake most people make after realizing this. They try to control themselves more. They promise, "I won't touch it. I'll be more disciplined. I'll just be careful this time." But discipline is weakest exactly when savings are needed the most. Stress doesn't ask permission. So instead of asking, "How do I try harder?" there's a better question. How do I remove the decision entirely? That's what this step is about. Not motivation, not rules, not tracking every dollar. Just separation. Here's the simplest structure that actually works. You stop keeping all your money in one place. That's it. You have one place for spending, one place for savings. Spending money is meant to be touched. Savings money is meant to be left alone. Different jobs, different locations. When everything sits in the same account, your brain treats it all as available, even if you know it isn't. Logically, you understand the difference. Emotionally, your brain doesn't. But once money is physically separated, something important happens. There's friction, there's a pause, and that pause is what protects you. You stop negotiating with yourself. You don't have to talk yourself out of spending, because the money you'd normally grab isn't right there anymore. This isn't about locking money away forever. It's about making access intentional instead of accidental. Savings should only be touched when something real happens, not when you're tired, not when you're stressed, not when it feels justified in the moment. And here's the relief part most people don't expect. Once money is separated, you think about it less. You don't check it constantly. You don't feel guilty. You don't feel tempted, because the system is quietly doing the work for you. This is why people say things like, "I finally stopped starting over." Not because they earned more, not because they optimized anything, but because their money finally had walls. If you want to pause here and set this up, that's perfect. You don't need to optimize it. You don't need to perfect it. You don't need to overthink it. Just give your savings its own space. That's enough for this step. Because once your money is protected, the next step isn't about saving harder. It's about giving that money a job. And that's where we're going next.